Tonight, Labor headed towards a landslide win as One Nation threatens to ruin the Liberals' party. Careers on the line, some of SA's biggest names in danger of being booted out of politics. Plus, under the pump, South Aussies told to drive slower to save. The bizarre glow-in-the-dark heist at Blackwood. Hollywood rocked by the sudden death of a cult action hero. And the Crows chased by the Dogs in a nail-biter as a key recruit gets his wings clipped.
Live from Adelaide, this is 7 News with Sarah Cumming.
Good evening. The votes are in and counting is underway to determine who will lead our state for the next 4 years. These are live pictures from a polling booth at the West Adelaide Footy Club, where the final ballots have just been cast and electoral officers are about to begin counting, with similar scenes playing out at more than 600 locations right across South Australia. And this is the 7 News Power Board. In just a few moments, we will start projecting seats right off the bat. But first, to our team of reporters standing by at the major party functions. Let's start with Michaela Kamarek at ALP headquarters. Michaela, all the polls are pointing to a Labor landslide tonight.
Yeah, that's right, Sarah. This room may be empty at the moment, but it won't stay that way for long. In a little less than an hour, it will be standing room only. Now, Labor leader Peter Malinauskas cast his vote early in Woodville Gardens today before spending the day working the polling booths. He's currently at home with wife Annabelle and their 4 children, waiting for those first counts to come through. Now, I am told he's not expected to arrive here until after 9 o'clock, and if the polls are anything to go by, he'll be walking into a celebration like no other. Sarah?
Thank you, Michaela. Jasmine Turlings is at Morphettville Racecourse. Jazz, the Libs have done all they can now.
Well, Sarah, there is a lot of nervous energy in the room where around 500 people are expected here tonight. Ashton Hearn is watching the early counts come in at home in Anguston. She spent the morning there casting her vote with her young son Rupert in tow. We're told she'll leave in around an hour or so to make it here by around 8 o'clock, where she will address the party faithful. Now, she said throughout this campaign they have a mountain to climb. Tonight we'll know whether they even made it to base camp. Sarah?
Thank you, Jazz. And Deanna Williams is at Kent Town, where the One Nation faithful are gathering. Hello, Dee.
Sarah, with the party surging in popularity, the eyes of the nation will be on Kent Town too. In fact, it's the tussle between the fledgling Liberals and One Nation which could become the biggest story of the night. Corey Bernardi was out and about early today, but Pauline Hanson was the biggest draw card with party supporters. So it'll be very interesting to see how much their campaign has cut through. Not long to wait now.
Thank you, Dee. And 7 News is projecting Labor is off to a flying start in this election. Hugh Whitfield is at the 7 News Power Board. Hugh, how are you seeing it?
Sarah, we've examined historic voting data, the polls and 7 News analysis, and we are prepared to make some very early projections just a few minutes after 6 o'clock. 7 News projects at this stage that Labor will win at least 8 seats in this very early part of the night. Places like Croydon and Port Adelaide are safe in the bag for the Labor Party. Let's take a look at some of those seats. The seat of Croydon, the Premier's seat, Peter Malinauskas with a 24.8% margin going into this election. He will almost certainly, we believe, project that he will hold that for the ALP. Then there's West Torrens, where Tom Koutsantonis, the Treasurer, is chasing an 8th term in Parliament, a big majority behind him. We project that he will win tonight. If we take a look across the state, 24 is the magic number that these parties need to reach. The ALP already well on their way. The questions tonight: how far will the Liberal Party fall, and will the One Nation Party pick up any seats? Sarah?
OK, thank you, Hugh. Some of this election's most colourful characters were up and about early, trying to win over the undecided. But the day didn't go smoothly for everyone.
Waiting in the seat of wait, turning out early backfired for hundreds of South Aussies.
Democracy's always worth the wait.
A computer glitch had some queuing for up to 2 hours.
The way it's going at the moment, it won't be, the democracy sausage for lunch, it'll be democracy dinner.
The Labor leader indulged in one for breakfast. His verdict:
let me taste.
9.5.
Washing it down with Macona.
I probably got through about half of that already today.
David Spears had his mouth full too.
Very good.
The convicted drug supplier hoping to claim back his old seat of black.
And if I didn't think this community would back me to some extent, I would never have put my hand up.
Many voters up front about their pick.
I voted Liberal and One Nation.
It will make no difference what I do today. It's going to go Labor, 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 all over Labor.
Ashton Hearn trying to win over the undecided in Morford.
You have to keep fighting right up until the polls close.
Pauline Hanson, hard to miss.
Yes, but still an Australian.
Calling in the big guns, the Labor leader had Anthony Albanese join him for a final day push in the marginal seat of Hartley. Labor hoping to snag the seat from former Liberal leader Vincent Tarzia.
These are Prime Minister cooked sausages. They're twice the price but double the value.
Michaela Kamarek, 7 News.
And you will hear the results here first. From 6:30, we'll be joined by our all-star panel as 7 News delivers SA's most extensive election night coverage. One voter got a nasty surprise when he walked out of a polling booth at Ethelton to find his car damaged and another vehicle on its roof. It turns out the driver of the blue Suzuki Swift clipped Paul Faulkner's parked car, then flipped.
I come out and then there's a car upside down and I didn't realise my car was involved until I looked at it and said, oh my God.
Fortunately, no one was hurt. We've all been feeling the pain at the pump, but it appears Gawler's been hurting the most. It comes as all drivers are forced to find new ways to make their dollar go further.
Drivers at Gawler have had a bigger petrol price increase than anywhere else in SA, and it's hurting.
I run my own business and I drive around, so I've had to put my prices up to my customers straight away.
New figures released by the consumer watchdog reveal prices on average have jumped 84 cents a litre in less than a month.
And husband works as well, so we just limit, he works from home a couple of days, so he'll do that.
The RAA says Gawler could be hardest hit because prior to the crisis in the Middle East, the town enjoyed a low average and stresses there are ways to make a tank last longer for all country drivers.
Having the right tyre pressure for your vehicle's tyres could save you between 3 and 10% on your fuel usage.
And for motorists with roof racks on their cars, taking it off when it's not needed can get you further than if it was left on.
It results in drag, that slows you down, results in the engine working harder, more fuel usage.
Yeah, there's a bit of labour in that, so I probably wouldn't do it.
For city drivers, avoiding hard braking and accelerating can reduce fuel usage by 30%. Lauren Rose, 7 News.
2 men have been arrested over a $5 million fire at Gawler on Thursday. 60 firefighters with 20 trucks battled the blaze that ripped through 4 vacant businesses on Murray Street. A 26-year-old Gawler man and a 28-year-old from Enfield have been charged with arson and refused police bail. A northern suburbs father has accused police of being too slow to respond to a frightening incident at his child's primary school. He's told 7 News a man was spotted behaving badly near the grounds, with teachers forced to step in.
Just before school pick-up, a man is seen acting erratically outside the gates of Settlers Farm Primary School in Paralawi.
By himself, shadow boxing, kind of falling to the floor.
11-year-old Matilda Hackett was among the students, leaving at the time.
What if he came charging at me?
Her mother contacted authorities and was told multiple calls had already been made, but hours later, still no sign of police. By the time they rang to check in, everyone had left.
They call up to say, are you still there? well, no, clearly we're not.
The Hackett's have praised the quick thinking of the school's principal as well as its staff, who took matters into their own hands, ensuring students were safe during pickup.
They kept smiling to make it not seem concerning. They didn't want to make really anyone feel scared.
Police have told 7 News it had several other high priority jobs at the time and was unable to immediately respond.
You would expect that they would have prioritised kids' safety.
Madison Stanley, 7 News.
Fire has destroyed a drug house at Kilburn. MFS crews raced to the Hawkesbury Avenue home to find flames leaping from the roof. Despite their best efforts, the property couldn't be saved. Police are now investigating. And police are hunting arsonists who torched an abandoned sedan at Plimpton Park. Firefighters battled the intense blaze on Aldridge Avenue. Luckily, it didn't spread. A bizarre glow-in-the-dark thief has stolen thousands of dollars worth of top-end tools from a Blackwood hire company. The devastated victim calling it a big kick in the guts for his small business.
A brazen break-in at a Blackwood hire business.
It's a pretty low act to come in and steal tools that are used by our customers and the community.
The thief in a mask and fluoro hoodie forces his way through the front doors.
He's walked directly to our counter. He's seen a quick cut there and some batteries. He's come over here where our Hilti quick cuts are. He's taken a variety of them.
He then grabs another dozen lithium batteries worth $1,000 each and 6 jackhammers with laser levels.
He piled up everything at the door. Then he took everything, ran over everything one by one to the fence.
The thief loads up more than 40 grand worth of stolen gear in this flatbed truck and drives off. Each stolen tool can be easily identified. They're engraved with BHC for Blackwood Hire Centre and a serial number that's linked into their computer system.
It's a big hit for a small business like us. That's another kick in the guts.
Anyone with information should call Blackwood Hire or police. Peter Caldecott, 7 News.
Iran has issued a dire threat, warning tourist centres around the world will not be safe from their missile strikes, while the US is making confusing statements about sending in ground troops. And all of this as some of the most revered places of worship in the world came close to being blown up.
Striking near the world's holiest sites. A broken-up Iranian missile detonating in Jerusalem's Old City, right near the Wailing Wall, Church of the Holy Sepulchre and the Al-Aqsa Mosque, where prayers turned to clashes. Israeli security firing tear gas after sealing off the mosque for the first time in nearly 60 years as part of wartime restrictions. Iran firing off new missile videos to the media with a global threat. Recreational areas, resorts and tourist centres around the world will not be safe for you. The US Central Command hitting back, enemy targets blasted to bits as Donald Trump launches a new war of words.
I don't want to do a ceasefire.
Tonight, NBC reports President Trump is deciding whether to send in hundreds or thousands of ground troops. Options include opening the Strait of Hormuz, deploying troops to small islands in the Persian Gulf to stop Iran attacking boats. Another option, several hundred US troops to seize oil facilities on Karg Island, stopping cash flow to Iran. Or potentially the most dangerous option, sending troops to retrieve Iran's highly enriched uranium. At first, the president denied troop plans.
No, I'm not putting troops anywhere.
But pressed again.
That if I told you the answer to that question, my military people wouldn't be very happy.
Later posting, we're getting very close to meeting our objectives as we consider winding down our great military efforts. As Iran's new supreme leader is quoted on state TV claiming the enemy is defeated, he still hasn't been seen. On the other front, Hezbollah continues firing rockets from Lebanon into Israel. The toll in Lebanon continuing to mount. Whole districts destroyed and deserted, with Israel still copping it from all sides. Despite claims Iran's missile capabilities are near decimated, they continue to fly in. This the result of a small bomblet from a cluster warhead. A price of war some are willing to pay.
We are seeking peace, but if we don't get it, we fight for it.
Jacqueline Robson, 7 News.
A boatie is missing and trees have crashed down on roofs in the aftermath of Cyclone Narelle. Some areas received more than 200 millimetres of rain within hours. The damage, thankfully, not as severe as predicted. The system has now left Queensland after wobbling across Cape York, somehow sparing every town from a direct hit. But the threat isn't over. Additional emergency crews are heading to the Northern Territory for the cyclone's next stop. Narelle's third coastal crossing is expected later tonight. Hollywood has lost a titan of the action movie industry. Chuck Norris has died after suffering a medical episode in Hawaii. The martial arts champion rose to fame punching and kicking his way through hordes of henchmen. But it was as an American soldier stationed in Korea that he learned martial arts. His breakout role, the villain facing Bruce Lee in The Way of the Dragon. Up until this week, the film star was training hard and showing love to his loyal fans. Chuck Norris was 86 years old. Time now for sport. Abba joining us. Now, the pain hasn't stopped on the scoreboard for the Crows, Abba.
No, Sarah, they've had injuries too, but I tell you what, that was an absolute cracking game of football last night. Coming up after the break, injury concerns for Adelaide with a star recruit front of the line, and a relaxed Matildas with a fit Sam Kerr gets set for one of their biggest ever matches. Welcome back. The Crows are bracing for the loss of key recruit Callum Archie, who could spend months on the sideline after injuring his hamstring against the Bulldogs. Archie was one of 3 injury concerns as the Crows fell 6 points short despite a frantic finish.
A history-making night for the Dogs, their first win against the Crows at Adelaide Oval. The Crows finished strong, beating 6 goals to 3, but they left their run too late after a slow start.
Yeah, in the end, you give yourself a chance. Probably adds to the disappointment when you don't get it done and you find the front. But did we just leave it too late?
Isaac Rankin returned with 16 touches and a decisive goal in the last quarter.
Could this be his moment? An astonishing goal on return.
Callum Archie had his moment in the last, but then not long after, the hamstring that he hurt in the state game gave way.
Frustrating, but it was really enjoyable to be out there last night and play at Adelaide Oval in front of the fans. But just got to get this right now and get back to work.
The key recruit is expected to be sidelined for at least the next 6 weeks, while the club sweats on the fitness of veteran Rory Laird, who copped a knock to his calf, and important defender Josh Worrell, who had a calf issue of his own.
First half was not in our terms at all, but it just shows that when we play a brand that we want to in the fourth, then we can sort of get back into it pretty quick.
Felt like we were a bit flat. We didn't have the game on our terms, and it was disappointing, but we were still well in the fight, and even though we weren't playing our best footy.
The Crows face another tough test on Thursday night, the Cats in Geelong. Andrew Hayes, 7 News.
And the Power completed its captain's run ahead of the Bombers at Adelaide Oval tomorrow afternoon. Jack Lukosius is back in after a week in the Sandful, while Jordan Sweet gets his chance to impress in the ruck. That game's live here on 7 from 2:30 tomorrow afternoon. Around the grounds, the Suns got the job done against Richmond, winning by 68 points, with Ben King booting 7 straight goals. And after a lightning delay, the Saints raced out of the blocks against the Giants in Sydney, booting 8 goals to 4 to lead by 32 points at half-time. Reds coach Ayrton Andrioli says he feels blessed to work with his playing group after a dominant win over the Wanderers in Sydney last night. Luka Jovanovic struck twice as Adelaide came from behind, while defender Panagiotis Kikianis sealed the result with his first goal of the season.
We got the result playing the football that we want to play, being the team that we want to be, so credit to the boys for executing the game plan that we had really well.
The win lifts Adelaide to 3rd on the A-League ladder with a home game against second-placed Auckland on Friday night. It's just over an hour before the Asian Cup final kicks off between the Matildas and Japan in Sydney. To settle the nerves, the Tillies took a team walk this afternoon. Favourites Japan happy to play to the cameras. No strapping on Sam Kerr's knee as she strolled with son Jagger and posed for photos. Following tonight's final, there's reports Kerr may move back to the US as season's end when her contract expires with UK giants Chelsea. Olympic champion Cam McAvoy has broken the 50 metres freestyle world record in China with a blistering 20.88 finish. The record was previously held by Brazilian Cesar Cielo for almost 17 years.
So I knew I had a chance to maybe
your PB, maybe go 20.99, but I couldn't ask for anything better. It's incredible.
Meanwhile, 7-time world champion Ronnie O'Sullivan made snooker history in China with a world record 153 break, courtesy of a free ball, then cleared the table for a shot at an 8th world crown. James McDonald stands alone in racing immortality. The superstars came out to get a glimpse of history. Hollywood royalty Matt Damon in attendance. Damien Oliver keeping a keen eye on J-Mac as he notched his 130th Group 1 win, breaking Ollie's all-time record winning on Autumn Boy.
This is a win that'll live forever for James McDonald.
I'm very humbled by all the support.
It's special to be even a small part of it.
And there was an upset in the feature race with Guesthouse taking out the $5 million Golden Slipper. That's our sport for tonight. Good luck for the 36ers. Their first final in Sydney and the Thunderbirds. They're about to start next door. That'll be good. But also tomorrow, Port Essendon at Adelaide Oval right here on 7. But after the break, Casey's back with the weather forecast.
We've got a warm few days on the way. I'll be back with the full forecast after the break.
Time for the weather now. And Casey, there's been plenty of bright autumn sunshine around today.
Sarah, it has been a beautiful day to be out and about. Similar conditions in store tomorrow, though it is set to be a touch warmer. Today, the city reached a top of 24.7 following an overnight low of 13.3. Now, like the city, daytime temperatures statewide were generally about average. Cooler than average in the north, though, where top temps were about 30 degrees. Now, a ridge of high pressure continues to persist across SA's coastal waters. That's keeping conditions really stable and mostly cloud-free across the south. Interstate tomorrow, showers and 28 for Brisbane. Melbourne, partly cloudy and 29. Perth, a top of 31. Across SA, looking at a bit of cloud cover across the north. Chance of showers about the pastoral districts, up to 31 for Coober Pedy, Roxby Downs, Port Augusta, Port Pirie and Renmark. 29 for Nuriutpa and Kadina. 24 for Edithburg, 25 for Victor Harbour. Mostly sunny and 31 for Murray Bridge, 27 for Mount Gambier. Now, while the wet weather has cleared, a number of flood warnings remain in the north. For the city, down to an overnight low of 16, sunny skies heading for a top of 28. On metro waters, variable winds below 10 knots, becoming southwesterly to 15, then variable in the evening, seas below a metre. Looking ahead, mostly sunny and 31 on Monday and Tuesday. A possible shower and 28 Wednesday. A shower or two and 21 Thursday. Grey skies and 19 on Friday. So Sarah, signs there are some cooler conditions on the way.
Looking forward to that. Thank you, Casey. And that is all the news for now. Stay with us as we take you live to SA's most comprehensive election night coverage. Here's SA Decides.